Right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, call halal mla to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakar Kodash, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai. I would like to give double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, which I learned this truth from. I like to say peace and salutations to the Akim out there, the hopeful elect, the 144,000, the 1/3 men, women, and children that subscribe to this 100% truth. All right, this is the brother Malak Tazadak Adawan. All right, and I'm going to start out with Jeremiah 30. And I'll start at 4. And these are the words that the Lord Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, spake concerning Israel and concerning Judah. For thus saith the Lord Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, we have heard a voice of trembling, of fear, and not of peace. All right. It sounds like trouble to me. Verse 6, ask ye now and see whether a man doth travail with child. All right. So that's a rhetorical question. So that's obviously a no, right? But it's going into giving an example of the great fear and the pain that's going to be associated, you know what I mean, with this certain time, you know what I'm saying, and future history. And it reads, wherefore do I see every man with his hands on his loins as a woman in travail. See there? So they're going to be grown-ass men that are going to be basically minimized down to a feminine characteristic of a woman in birthing pains, you know, which is very painful, might I say, you know. So it's not a light thing. And all faces are turned into paleness. So these motherfuckers gonna be scared to death. All right? And I say them because, you know, us, you know, believers in the know, in the truth, you know, I mean, not saying that it's not going to be a time where, you know, the flesh is not going to, you know, or Satan going to try to, you know, use your flesh against you because of, you know, the great horrors that are going to be eyewitnessed. But, you know, but for the most part, us brothers in the know, you know what I'm saying, we already know that these things must come to pass, that they must happen, right? Verse 7, alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble. See there? So this time is going to be, you know, unfathomable. You know what I mean? It's going to be kind of, you know, in the sense of undescribable horrors, and, you know, if you will, you know, all the tragic events that have happened in the past is going to be all balled up in one big, you know, ball of dynamite. You know what I mean? C4. You know, a Molotov cocktail worth of you know, problems. All right? And it's going to be what? It's going to be Jacob's trouble. It's going to be our trouble, which is, you know, the Israelites, because that's when Esau is really going to show his horns. You know what I'm saying? This is where this man is going to, you know, try to roll out his, you know, his MOTB, You know, it's going to be a NWO type of ushering in. You know, so this man is going to show, you know what I'm saying, his true colors, which, you know, he's not white, he's red. You know what I'm saying? Hence the red dragon, that old serpent. You know what I'm saying? Esau, Satan. You know what I'm saying? He's the counterpart. You know what I'm saying? On earth to, you know what I'm saying? The spiritual demon Satan. You know what I'm saying? But here's the kicker, okay? And Jacob being the 12 tribes of Israel. You know what I'm saying? You blacks, you so-called blacks, so-called Latinos, so-called Native Americans, Salakia, Seminole Indians. All right? But he shall be saved out of it. Ha. See there? But the elect is going to be saved out of it. Not all Israel. Okay, not all Jake. You know, you 2/3 niggas. This shit, you know what I'm saying, is going to touch base. It's going to touch home for you. You know what I'm saying? You know? But ultimately, like the title of this lesson is basically Jacob's trouble is going to be ultimately worldwide dilemma. It's going to be a worldwide dilemma for these people. You know what I'm saying? For these heathens and the heathens of our people. You know what I'm saying? All right. So yeah, man. So it's gonna be a time of reckoning, man. Okay. It's gonna be, you know, a time of great sorrows, misery, pain. You know what I'm saying? And you know, it's associated, you know, with the Lord coming back. Okay. All right. So these people, you know, these wacky tacky Christians and you know, just the overall outlook on, you know, people that kind of have an inkling of, you know, when the Lord returns, you know, he's going to come back and he's going to save everybody. Okay, he's going to come back with hugs and kisses, you know, XOXO. You know, and it's going to be a grand old time. Nah, it's going to be a great day of slaughter. Okay? So here, I'm going to bring out Amos 5:18. All right? So it reads, woe, which means destruction, unto you. Excuse me. Woe unto you that desire the day of the Lord Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai. To what end is it for you? Okay? So yeah, so when the Lord comes back, okay, what's going to be your fate? Say you. You know what I'm saying? You know, what is it that you can expect, you know, the Lord to wrought for you? You know what I'm saying? What miracle, you know, what divine intervention, what salvation is the Lord, you know what I'm saying, or damnation, you know what I'm saying, is the Lord gonna, you know, afflict upon you? You know? Because, you know, contrary to popular belief, the Lord is not coming back to save everybody. Okay? That's false. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, you know, that's out, man. You know what I'm saying? And it reads, the day of the Lord, Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, is darkness and not light. See there? See there? So it's going to be a very dark, if you will, and you know, if you're talking about color, you know what I'm saying? Like it's going to be a dark, you know what I'm saying? You know, it's going to look gloomy, if you will. It's going to be you know, smoke. It's going to be fires, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, but it's going to be a day of darkness in the sense of a person's demeanor, you know, their mannerisms, you know what I'm saying? It's like a person say, hey, it's a dark aura about this person, you know what I'm saying? You know, they give me the creeps, you know, something creepy, you know what I'm saying? So that type of darkness is going to be a lot of sketchy things that's going to be taking place. All right? And here's an example. All right? And it says 19, as if a man did flee from a lion. Okay? Now, can you imagine that? In itself, trying to run from a lion, that's damn near going to be impossible. But just say if you did get away, right? Then it says, boom, and a bear met him. Okay, bang. Okay, so now you're faced with another calamity, a whammy. Boom. You know what I'm saying? You escaped the lion, but now a bear don't caught up with your ass, don't caught you. All right. Another example, or if that didn't happen, if the bear didn't get you, or went into the house and leaned his hand on the wall and a serpent bit him. See, so there's no escape. Okay, there's no exit out of your demise, your doom and gloom. You know what I'm saying? These things are going to happen. No one's going to be exempt except for the elect. Okay? Alright? Verse 20. Shall not the day of the Lord be darkness and not light? Even very dark and no brightness in it. Woo! So yeah, man. So that's heavy, man. That's heavy. So yeah, it's not going to be a joyous time. Okay, it's not going to be a time where, you know, people think that they're going to get raptured up in the sense of, you know what I'm saying? You know, if you come as you are, you just love the Lord and, you know, I'm a good person and, you know, no, the rapture is a false thing. It's a false thing in the sense of, you know, those that have been calling on, you know, Earth Pig, you know, JC, you know, calling on, you know what I'm saying, these false names, these fraudulent names, you know, worshiping idols, you know, Hell and Mary and all of that. You know, the Lord ain't coming for you. Okay? Alright? The only rapture that's going to happen is going to be dealing with the elect. The 144,000 and the 1/3. Okay? Men, women, and children. Okay? That's the only ones that's going to be saved in that time of Jacob's trouble, which is ultimately going to be a worldwide dilemma. Okay? So these people got it effed up, man. You know? All right. So yeah, so in that time, of Jacob's trouble, us brothers, you know what I'm saying? You few sisters and, the children are going to become what? Pilgrims, man. We're going to become pilgrims in that day, man. We're going to be, moving around on a righteous path, listening to the Lord to go or stay, to go left or right. You know what I'm saying? Up or down. So it's going to be a time of, if you will, being off grid, because everything's going to be, out of service. You know what I'm saying? EMP attacks. There's going to be no electricity. There's going to be no gas. Okay? There's going to be no AC, no refrigeration. So it's pretty much, this place is going to go back into the Stone Ages. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be blown to smithereens. Okay? So in that time of people wandering the earth, right, looking for safety, they're also going to be what? They're going to be looking and seeking out the truth, the Lord. And that day they're going to be willing. Okay? Because everything else is going to fail them. Esau's system is going to fail them. Okay? But it's just a setup. It's a setup to ultimately what? Usher in the MOTB. Okay? The great marking. Okay? That grand old chipping party. So in that time, and this is Amos 8 and 11, this is what's going to happen. Behold, the days come, saith the Lord power, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread, nor a thirst for water, but of hearing the words of the Lord. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Call Lord La Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Because we've been out here. Brothers has been out here week in, week out, year in, year out, in season, out of season, trying to get it through you Jake's thick skulls that, hey, before this happens, before the doors of mercy close, before your grace period is up, okay, get right, Jake. Okay? Man, woman, child of our nation, get right. So while you had a chance, okay, which is now, to get the word, which a lot of you Jasons mark, because, a lot of you people out here, y'all know, what I mean, whether you hear or forbear, okay, alright, whether you sincerely listen or you scoff, okay, you've been marked. But this is what's going to happen, okay? So when Jacob's trouble hit, you cats, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You dogs and you cats, you boys and you girls is going to be coming, okay, looking for the prophets. Looking for an answer. If you can, remind yourself of the movie, the Book of Eli. It's going to be like that, man. You know what I'm saying? They're going to be like they were searching out to find the Bible. There's the people are going to be searching out the prophets, man. You know what I'm saying? To be ministered to, man. To be ministered onto, Shalaki. Take a little drink there. My throat dry. I believe I'm coming down with something, but Lord willing, my immune system will fight it all. Okay. Continuing on. Verse 12, and they shall wander from sea to sea. See here? From the north even to the east, they shall run to and fro to seek the word of the Lord, Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, which is the true names. Okay, these are the names that you're going to have to call upon to be saved, first and foremost. So if you don't believe that, okay, if you don't get the fact that, the Lord has given us, the names, his name, his son's name, if thou can tell, right? Then you're already fucked. Okay, you're done before you even got started. You're finito. You're out of here. Okay. All right. And it reads, they shall run to and fro to seek the word of the Lord Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai, and shall not find it. Boom. There you have it. Beautiful. Yeah, man. You know what I'm saying? So it's gonna be kind of how they say too late, too sorry, man. You're gonna be too late and too sorry. All right, you're gonna be late to the party, man. All right. So that's beautiful, man, and rightfully so. Because brothers been out here, man. You know what I mean, for years. Preaching and teaching. And it gets kind of discouraging when you think you got a prospect. They come up to the camp and they listen for a while. They may need prayer. They may need what I mean, a gospel preached unto them, which is fine. Well, we understand that. What I'm saying, that we can only plant seeds and the Lord gives the increase. But you know what I'm saying. You brothers know. You kind of pour your heart out to Jake. You know what I'm saying? Your mind, try to, give him everything you got, to kind of reel him in, because we're fisher men. So we're trying to reel him in, with this word, with the signs, the bait. And, and Jake's still just, hard-headed, Jake don't get it, man. You know what I'm saying? Jake half-assed, he want to hear what he want, he get what he want, and he back to doing evil, back to doing wicked. But this is what we gotta do, brothers. Okay? This is the book of Matthew 24 and 13. But he that shall endure until the end, the same shall be saved. See there? So that's what we gotta do. We gotta endure until the end, until the Lord comes back, basically. Okay? So we're going to have to endure through the present time of now, through Jacob's trouble, through all the other prophecies, which is not a lot, was the chip, the NWO being, ushered in, but obviously all the things that come in to play in Jacob's trouble, which is famine, famine of food, water, and then the famine of the word. Right? So that end, right? So that end is going to be when? So this is verse 14. Wait, let me finish that. But he that shall endure until the end, the same shall be saved, right? And that goes back, but Jacob shall be saved out of it, right? 14. And this gospel, right, this good news of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations. See? So that's basically going into, our people being scattered, across the four corners of the earth. You know what I'm saying? So it's not just a blanket statement, saying that, all nations being all mankind, that's what, these wacky tacky Christians believe, that, it's talking about all nations. So that's all kindred and all. No, our people were brought into slavery, into different, areas of the globe, if you will, right? And then shall the end come. All right? So yeah, man, we here, man. We here because this word is going out, man. It's going out from a local standpoint, our brothers being on the highways and hedges,